Hey guys, welcome back to DCS World. I'm Spud Knocker, as always, and today we are finally in the Boeing A-18C Hornet for DCS World. We've been all waiting for this guy for a really long time, and now we finally have her in early access. So before we get started, just wanted to say a quick thank you to Eagle Dynamics and all their team members, all of the people in the former pilots, current pilots, members of the U.S. Navy, Marine Corps, and Boeing, who gave the expert advice, opinions, expertise, and all the sound files and all this awesome stuff that makes this airplane possible in DCS World. I also want to say that I'm not usually the most patriotic person in the world, but I think the fact that we have such a modern Hornet here in DCS World, it really speaks to the openness of the United States government, and I know a lot of other jets from other countries, both friendly and not so friendly to the United States, probably wouldn't allow this level of a simulation of such a modern aircraft. So I think it's very special what we have here, and I hope that Eagle Dynamics can continue this awesome trend in the future with like F-15s, F-16s, and others. I also wanted to say, I've been waiting for this module since I was in high school. I literally just graduated college this past weekend. So thanks Eagle Dynamics for the awesome graduation present. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and hop on in and get started. So this is my first full mission from takeoff to landing in the Hornet. I've done a few of the instant action missions, a couple startups, but in general, this is really going to be my first full mission in the Hornet. I am on a different monitor setup. I recently got a new monitor that has certainly made a big difference in terms of how beautiful DCS World is for me. And I'm working with a new mic, so hopefully everything goes smoothly with that. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. Turn on the battery. We'll go ahead and close the canopy so we can keep it at least a little bit quiet. Oh man, those sounds are awesome in the Hornet. Alrighty, what's up next? We're going to turn on the APU. So looking at those Harriers over there, it's very easy to see that the Hornet is not a huge aircraft, but it is definitely bigger than the Harrier, that's for sure. Alrighty, so we got our APU light on. We're going to go ahead and crank our right engine. First time I landed the Hornet, I've only done it a couple times here, is I was completely shocked by how high the landing gear were. In the Harrier, you sink pretty close to the runway before your wheels touch. In the Hornet, that is not true. Alrighty, so we go ahead and turn her on. So something that kind of threw me for a little bit of a loop to start off was the fact that we start our right engine first as opposed to the left engine like we do in the F5. So we'll turn on our DDIs and our MPCD. These guys are on. Bring our flaps up to auto for now. I have noticed that I am getting a bit of a dip in frame rates in the cockpit of the Hornet. However, I'm sure that that is just a part of the beta process and will be sorted out eventually. So we'll go ahead and restock these cautions. Got that guy turned on, so we'll go ahead and align our nav in ground position. I have done a couple carrier takeoffs, and when you align the INS on the carrier, it's actually a lot quicker. It only takes about a minute versus 3 minutes because you're actually taking position information from the INS of the carrier itself through a cable, rather than aligning yourself and going through the whole process yourself. Alrighty, go ahead and turn on our formation lights. Gotta turn on our HUD. Duh. Go ahead and turn up the volume on our radios.
In field 1-1, request startup.
And we'll go ahead and crank our left engine.
Clear for startup. Wind 038 at 7 meters per second.
Deedle deedle. And we'll go ahead and go to our FCS page. Everything looks good. Anti-skid is on. Fuel dump valves normal. We'll go ahead and test our fueling probe. Probe looks good. We'll go ahead and test our hook, and we'll step outside to take a look. Hook looks good. Alright, we'll go ahead and crank our left engine. Or sorry, put our throttle up. We'll get rid of the stick for a moment here. We're going to put our countermeasures into bypass. Put our ECM into bit. Bit, hopefully. Had a bit of a trouble with ECM and countermeasures, so that's why we're going, leaving that in bypass. That's our alignment going. Only a couple more seconds. So to prepare for takeoff, we'll go ahead and put our FCS on our left. Go ahead and reset that guy. Menu, let's see. I want our HUD. Where's our HUD? There we go. Couple more seconds. Go ahead and request taxi.
Field 1-1, request taxi to runway.
So we're loaded up with 2 Mark 83s and some Zuni rockets. So we're going to be pretty heavy for this flight, but we won't worry about it too much.
Field 1-1, clear to taxi to runway 3. Path 1.
Alright, so we're runway 3 left, so we're going to head out here and go over there. Alright, we're going to uncage our attitude indicator. APU is off, so that is good. Turn on our landing light. Let's make sure our lights are on. They are, so that's all good. Okay, I believe... Oh, we got to throw this guy in a nav. And into operate. So we're going to go ahead and taxi on out. I believe I got permission. Yep, okay. Oh, parking brake. Duh. Thank you for the deedle deedle there, Master Caution. So I'm still getting my HOTAS arrangement set up and my rudders set up correctly in the Hornet. So if I do have a little bit of a quirky takeoff or landing or taxi, as I just did there, that may be the culprit. Wingies behind us. Perfect. So one little bug we can see here is we've got no textures on our fuel tanks on the high res or high vis skins. I'm sure that's easily fixed and will be fixed soon. So we'll go ahead and request takeoff.
In field 1-1, request takeoff. In field 1-1, able to clear for takeoff.
There's another bug that I found.
1-1, you are cleared for takeoff already. Climb 300 at QSE 28.02.
That was reported to ED, and they are on the way to fixing it. Is on easy comms, you cannot contact multiple parties. You can only talk to one party at a time. Or sorry, not one party the entire mission. So if you talk to your wingman first, that's who you're going to talk to the whole mission. If you talk to A-18C first, that's who you're going to talk to the whole mission. So flying in easy comms in the Hornet right now, not the best idea in the world. So I turned those off, and that's why we're not going to be using voice attack for this mission. So we'll go ahead and disconnect nose wheel steering. Do a little sweep around the cockpit. Oh boy, better turn our oxygen on. We'll go ahead and put our stabs at 12. No, they're not. Alright, I guess they don't want to go, but that's alright. We'll go ahead and go for it anyway. Alrighty. Here we go. You can see how quickly that afterburner goes through gas. So we'll pull back into full mill. And on our HSI down there, you saw me put us into waypoint mode so that we can navigate easily, as well as put us into auto mode. So our waypoints will automatically cycle. Go ahead and restack these. So radar on. Go ahead and do a 2-bar scan. That seems to be my favorite so far. So we have a pretty quick flight here. Nothing too fancy. So hopefully my little FPS ticker on Shadow Play is showing up. I'm getting between about 90 and 114 frames. If I were playing this same mission on the Harrier, I would be getting roughly about 144 frames, 140-ish. So there is a bit of an FPS drop. I'm not totally sure what that is. And I do like having the ADI on the MFD here. I think that's pretty cool. I see that a lot in GoPro videos of actual Hornet pilots, and I think that's pretty cool to have that on here. Not the most useful thing in the world, especially when we got our nice HUD here, but if we're heads down in the cockpit, I guess it could be pretty useful. Alright, where's the wingy? There he is. Alright, we'll go ahead and take her upstairs here. Go ahead and set a bingo of 8,000. One thing that I've noticed, I don't know if it's a bug or a feature, I'm guessing it's probably a feature, is you cannot move your TDC unless you have an air-to-air weapon selected or you're in air-to-air mode. Which is kind of interesting. I'm not really sure what the purpose of that is, but it works. Alright, so we'll level off here at about 11,000. There he is. Hey, bud. So I would say that the way the Harrier, or sorry, I keep saying that, the way the Hornet flies is very similar to both the Mirage 2000 and the Harrier. I would say it's about 50% Mirage, 50% Harrier, right in between the two. The FCS definitely is there. The jet feels like it has a bit of a weight to it, because it's bigger than the Harrier, of course, but the FCS doesn't get in your way like in the Mirage, but you can definitely feel its presence. You don't have to be trimming all the time. If you do have an asymmetrical loadout, like if we drop one of these Mark 83s, we'll definitely feel that in terms of a roll to the left or right, but it's definitely not as marked as it is in the Harrier. So we can see on our IFE here, so that's our total fuel with our drop tank on our center line, and that's our internal fuel. That's why we have a T and an I here. So we don't have the longest of flights in the world, but it'll be good to show off some weaponry and show off just a cool first flight here. If you own the Harrier and are relatively versed in its operation, I think you're going to feel right at home in the Hornet. I feel that it is definitely more similar to the Harrier than it is the A-18C, that is. It is definitely nothing like the Flaming Cliffs A-10. Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and flying out towards our target. It's just a few trucks sitting around, nothing too special in terms of targeting. You just can't help but look at the outside. I think the Hornet is going to be huge for DCS World. Just as other YouTubers said pre-release, this is going to bring a lot of new players over to DCS World, both from Falcon BMS as well as just new players who maybe come over from other sims or more light type sims. So there's going to be a lot of new players, a lot of people asking questions on the forums, on Hoggit, and on the Facebook groups. And I think we just need to make sure we stay an open and happy and fun-loving community. I know there was kind of pandemonium with the download being a little bit slow and a little bit hard on the uptake yesterday. But I see that as being a positive thing. I think that people were so excited to finally have the Hornet that it's a really happy and positive thing rather than a negative. Because I think that just really shows the passion and excitement in our community for this jet. I think that is cool that there's a HOTAS command for turning off our external lights. I think that'd be cool. In a night mission, if you sneak up on somebody, you can get into formation with them and turn on your lights and freak them out. I think that'd be fun. So we'll go ahead and test our expendables. Clearly they're not working. Let's see. Alrighty then. Go ahead to our EW page. Oh well, I've been having a real hard time with expendables in the Hornet and the self-protection jammer, so I don't know what my deal is there. Alright, we're in standby mode now. Huh. Let's see. Make sure our binding is correct. Yeah, it is. Huh, I'm not sure what the deal is there, but our trucks should be right there, so we'll go ahead and just start employing weapons on them. So we're going to go ahead and drop the bombs first, get rid of those guys, stores, arm, rear to ground mode, market threes, fuse, nose, UFC, quantity 2, enter, interval, let's put 20, enter, 20 feet. Not that 20 feet is going to matter too much with a 1,000-pound bomb, but whatever. Yeah, so we'll stay with CCIP for now. We'll go ahead and roll in on those jets, or targets. Flight, engage, ground target.
Engage targets of opportunity.
Oh, I guess he didn't see him. He'll definitely see him when I drop bombs on him. There they are. Now he sees him. We'll pull off this target. Come on, baby. Yes, there we go. Direct hit. So we'll tell our wingmen to engage.
Flight. Engage targets of opportunity.
Keep going into afterburner without meaning to. Still trying to figure out the where the detent is. I don't have a throttle that has an actual detent in it, so just trying to figure that guy out. Okay, so we'll go over to our Zuni rockets. We'll keep it in single mode. Yeah, so we definitely feel a heck of a lot lighter. Alright, where are you running in from? Just don't want to get ourselves into a midair. Ah, we're running in from the same direction. There we go. Oh, we went for the same target. All good. Oh, there goes flares. So I'm not sure what to say in terms of that. So let's go ahead and put it in bypass. See if we can get singles out. Yep, there we go. I don't know what I did differently there. So if anyone in the comments can figure out what I need to do to get proper employment of flares, let me know. So looks like we still got a few rockets left. I think it's pretty cool that DCS is detailed enough to model the rockets in the pods. And that's it. That's all she wrote. There's our wingy. He's going in for a rocket run. Why don't we go ahead and go for guns? Used most of our magazine on that pass.
find out.
2, rejoin.
So I spend a lot of time down in Miramar. That's why I went for VMFA 323 for my skin for my first flight, because I see those guys flying around Miramar and in the Southern California desert all the time. And so that's a pretty cool feeling to be in one of their jets here. So we're going to fly out to Creech, and then we'll fly home to Nellis. So we'll go ahead and put it into barometric altitude hold. Go ahead and take a look at the F10 menu. Can never remember what the TACAN for Nellis is. TACAN 12X. Oops. Hold X-ray enter. Okay, so we'll take it off the TACAN for now. Go back to Waypoint. So there's Creech out in the distance there. So you can definitely scoot around in our little bug. Heck of a lot faster than in the Hog or the Harrier. Go ahead and take her out of altitude hold. My house is kind of on a right to left slant, and I try to make my screen level, and so I almost never ever fly in any simulator, not just DCS World, completely flat and level in terms of the game, because I'm always flying kind of level to the slant of my house, which is kind of funny. There we go.
Bingo. Bingo.
Alright. So we didn't use nearly as much gas as I thought we would. So why don't we go ahead and bring her downstairs, and we'll follow the freeway to Las Vegas. I figured we should do this first video on the NTTR map, because it is an American jet, and my first full mission in the Hornet should of course be on US soil, and the NTTR is perfect for that. We are of course breaking all kinds of rules and regulations doing this. So I guess there must have been a warm-up time or something like that for our dispensers. I'm not totally sure what the dealio was with that. Little patch of cacti and some shrubbery. Little town. So we'll go ahead and do a combat spread back to base. With our hilarious, non-textured tank. Not sure what I'm doing wrong here. Of course, I can do it right a bazillion times, but then when I have it on a video, I can't do it right. There we go. Alrighty. Oh, that was wrong. Alright, we'll just use reciprocals here.
Infield 1-1, inbound. Infield 1-1.
Ah, 210. There we go. So we'll go ahead and do a left-handed brake.
Infield 1-1, cleared for visual, contact tower. Infield 1-1, request landing.
Feels so good to do a hard brake like that in the Hornet here.
Infield 1-1, check landing gear. Wind 038 at 7 meters per second. Runway 21.
Alright, not seeing any traffic.
Infield 1-1, go around, runway occupied.
Oh, duh. Jeez, I can't believe I had it in air-to-ground mode that whole time. Sorry, guys. But that's why we're learning. Oh, that's a big nose down. So be careful on that. When you put out your flaps and gear, you're definitely going to get a heck of a lot of nose down force. And you're going to need more power than you would think when you're trying to stay on speed in the Hornet. So I'm definitely still learning, guys. This is only my first full mission in the Hornet, so we'll see how well this landing goes. Got a little bit of a crosswind. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy, oscillation. Oh god. What? Why do you eject? Well, there's a hole in Las Vegas. These things happen on your first flight. So sorry for that rough landing there. Sorry that I did not arm my ejection seat. Awesome. Jesus Christ. But I survived, so at least we have that. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy our new toy, the A-18C, here in DCS World. And if you liked the video, please like and subscribe. And as always, fly safe, especially when you're attempting your first carrier landing. Go ahead and taxi over here and we'll shut her down. So there's our Australian Hornets where we've started. We can see some trucks going by out there. Okay guys, like I said, thank you for watching. Go ahead and raise our canopy. Like I said guys, it's a real treat we have the Hornet here in DCS World. It's been a long time coming and I am very excited about it. So really enjoy it, fly the heck out of it, and try not to crash too many, guys. Like I said before, please fly safe, and please give me a like or a subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and have a good time, guys.